Welcome to Graveyard Crypto. Today's date is March 18th, 2021. Current price of Bitcoin is $57,220. Ethereum is $1,771. Current market cap is 1.76 trillion. Is that right? Am I reading that right? 1.76 trillion? Yes?
Sounds right. I'm not looking at it.
That's just crazy to realize. I mean, Bitcoin is at 61%, so it's over a trillion for itself. So yeah. We hit an all-time high again from the last time we recorded. It was around 61,700, somewhere in that nature, 61.8. Anybody? Maybe.
You're asking for that high?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it that high?
I gotta check.
61.8.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it keeps going up. You know, people were panicking beforehand when it went down after 58,000, and then we're back down a little bit, which is good. Everything's kind of just looking nice and healthy. I guess there's lots of news going on today, right, guys? Sort of.
There's always lots of news, of course.
I mean, I think every time we record, it's probably like 10 articles, and then you talk about them, and then you forget half of them because there's so much going on.
Yeah, we just end up looking at the few things we're interested in, but there's always so much going on.
Yeah. Well, what do we got? I guess Cardano's news, right?
Hey, I'm going to go through a couple articles.
Yeah. I mean, the Cardano is going to Coinbase Pro. I don't even know if it's an article. It's not. It's just. It's
where's Coinbase Pro? I pulled up a few of these. But yeah, here it is. 39% premium on Coinbase Pro. So not only is it trading.
It was. I think it went down from that time. I saw it really trading high. It was like $1.86 or something like that. It said.
Why is this news, guys?
Well, because it makes it more convenient and easier for people to buy into it versus going to other websites and sending it there. Plus,
also partly because me and Matt hold Cardano, so that's part of it. Oh. There's a bias there for sure.
And New York.
So also, like ADA is going to be on Coinbase Pro.
It already is.
But on Coinbase Pro, you could buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, you could buy both.
Oh, why would you do that?
Just saying.
Oh, interesting.
Contrarian. So should I just close this whole tab, Greg? I should just go fuck myself?
Might as well. Well, I mean, hey, guys. I look at everything outside of Bitcoin as a utility. And I never see anything wrong with trading your Bitcoin for a utility that you want to use.
Well, for your argument, if you could see the chart I pulled up, Cardano versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it could be a good bet.
No, I told you guys the other day, I can't knock anybody that's in it because the chart looks good.
Also, one thing I think is a big part of it is Charles Hoskinson himself. I like the way he explains a lot of things and the ideas he has about bringing blockchain to like third world countries and banking the unbanked and unbanking the banked.
He's a fighter. You know? He believes in
that's really what keeps me interested in the project.
Specifically, I love his energy.
Yeah, me too. Very much so. But yeah, so that was news. It's just showing it's getting more adoption, I suppose.
Yeah.
That was added to the Bloomberg terminal. People were excited about that. Bybit added up to 25x leverage. So this one kind of caught my attention naturally, the gambler in me. Absolutely. Can't help it. And what else did we have? Hoskinson was verified on Twitter.
Well, that took long enough. People are using scams and they're pretending to be him. And
I think this is why it started. He threatened to sue YouTube and leave Twitter because people were just getting scammed like crazy and impersonating him. And no matter what he did, they weren't stopping it.
Yeah, so many scams.
There's a lot of that. That's why, anybody that sends me a message or anything, I'm always like, who are you? Because most of the time I assume it's a scam.
Yeah, I can't help but watch the conversation going on in the private messaging of the Graveyard Crypto Twitter. I'm like, oh, what's Matt doing with this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not gonna do anything foolish, but I'm like, when's he gonna come with the sales pitch? Waiting.
Well, I already saw that,
man.
And I was like, stop, please. Don't do
one of those freaking Twitter things got me the other day. Like, I always find those things. I always skip them, but like this one time last week or so, I just found myself, yeah, I definitely clicked on something strange. Like, oh shit.
Did you
What
send
that?
them one
Because it was just like a perfect flow connection from the main tweet that it just like read perfectly, and it was a fake account from somebody else,
Yeah. Well,
who I would normally like click on their stuff, and it
Just like
just
checked
got
all
me.
the boxes in your brain to keep following along.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, but luckily it was just one click, and that was it.
we
Yeah,
didn't
you caught yourself. That's good.
one Bitcoin and get two in return. I was
Yeah.
hoping that was gonna
It
happen.
was something like one of those,
Oh,
and
okay.
I couldn't believe it that like you got me. You almost had me.
Almost
Well, it
got you.
happens to a lot of people, though. That's the problem.
You don't send your shit to anybody, okay, guys?
There's no free like trading group or whatever, and then you could just send them your crypto or Bitcoin, and they'll trade for you. No, no, no.
No one's giving it away.
No one's doing that. And if they are, I don't think they're. I don't know. I just don't trust them.
They're taking it away, not giving it away.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but that was a brief Cardano update that Greg kind of took the wind out of my sails about. But ultimately, he's right. There's really not too much to report other than it's being traded on some new platforms now. And Charles Hoskinson got a blue check mark on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Well, actually, there's two things. There's an article I see here about the Norwegian billionaire that's betting on Bitcoin. Who is that guy? Greg.
You have the article open, Matt? Pull it up.
It looks like a podcast, him talking. I'm not pulling it up.
Oh, it's the breakdown. I think I heard that beginning. I like that one.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
it's 15 minutes. I'm not going to play that all right now.
Interesting.
Good little brief podcast, though, if anyone wants to check anything out. After Graveyard, we got to be first, but
yeah, I'll leave it somewhere. What else is going on? Morgan Stanley is going to start giving their clients access to Bitcoin funds, which is another interesting.
The wealthy clients, right?
Yeah, well,
$2 million or more invested with them, or a corporation that has 5 million minimum invested with them.
that seems fair and accessible for everyone.
Yeah. So they're giving it to their clients first, because apparently there's been a lot of buzz about New York Dig, the New York Dig Fund, NY
DIG,
Dig.
yeah.
There's just a lot of buzz about that fund, and it just sounds like some big players are preparing to like make some big buys soon.
Or if they haven't made some big buys already, right? I mean, most of the time,
yeah,
when you see those prices go down, that's probably somebody's getting in there at some point, right?
Well, they're saying too, a lot of the coins have been removed from the exchanges. So
Yeah.
it's a big outflow of supply from the market, which is also interesting.
There's a lot less out there. I mean, I forgot what the website was, but there's a website you can go to and you can actually see the amount of how much is on each exchange and like how much they have and what,
By Glassnode, right?
Yeah, I think that's something like that. And it's crazy. You just see the amounts going down like that. So definitely interesting where this is all going.
You want me to pull up a couple of those articles, Matt? I just pulled a few up real quick.
Please do.
Which one do you want to see first? Who you after? What did I see? Morgan Stanley you brought up.
Yeah.
Here's someone's dirty shoes for some reason. But yeah, Morgan Stanley makes a case for Bitcoin as an investable asset class. Seems late, but it's nice to hear. Wealth management, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find how much, what do they call it? Accredited investor?
Well, I mean, and you could see it too with JP Morgan, right? They had their like crypto brand where it had like basically MicroStrategy, what a Square, Riot blockchains, Marathon, like had a whole bunch of different like stocks that are associated with Bitcoin or mining Bitcoin or holders of Bitcoin, or PayPal, I think was on there, like buyers and sellers of Bitcoin exchanges. And at some point, Coinbase will be another one that will be a public trading company that you can get, right?
Yeah, they should be going public any day now, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I want to buy it, but I just know it's going to be so expensive. I think they're going to be valued at 100 billion to start or something like that.
Probably. Last I saw, it was up to 70 already.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's going to work out per share, but I might not really be participating in that one. Who knows?
Well, I saw this just popped up. Van Eck Bitcoin ETF got trying to push it through the SEC again. I think we've all been hearing about this for years. If you've been paying attention to Van Eck, they keep trying over and over again. So maybe this time, which they include in the article, Canada has done it.
Yeah, Canada has like 5 ETFs and we have 0. Still at big 0. I think what is it? CME just tried to do one also in America. So
possibly, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, they're trying for another one. So at some point they're gonna get it, but it's already in Canada, and I think Mexico. No, not Mexico, but I feel like Mexico would probably have one before we do.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Visa looking to enable the purchase of Bitcoin on its credentials, whatever that means. But just another big platform is going to be dealing in Bitcoin.
It would do them good, right? I mean, if they can.
If you can't beat them, join them. That's basically what that is, right?
Yeah, and like they can even have debit cards. Except like I don't know if I'd put it on there, but people can probably use Bitcoin on a debit card if they want to use it.
What if they could potentially get rewards? That'd be nice.
Yeah,
rewards of Bitcoin would be awesome.
Well, that's kind of like Fold, right? Which is pretty cool. And you could do is you could sign up for Fold, like get the actual like a better version of the card. And I think it's $150 for the card, but it acts like a debit card. So when you deposit like money into the card and use like a debit card, you get a lot more points that way. Like you get a lot of, the points basically get you Bitcoin. So you earn a lot of, like for every purchase you get, and they have like a spin too. Like, so every purchase you make, you can get a spin, which if you have a chance to actually get like a free Bitcoin or something like that. So I'm tempted to actually sign up. I can get one right now. I haven't got one yet, but
You see the screen I'm showing here?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's exactly.
Yeah. So if anyone's not watching, they have an intro one that's a 0% annual fee with 25% rewards, and 1 weekly extra spin. Or the premium annual fee is $150. You get 100% back rewards with 3 weekly spins.
I mean, if you're gonna spend some money on stuff, it would do you pretty cool. It would do a lot to earn Bitcoin.
Absolutely. This looks like a good platform. I'm going to keep this in mind too.
You got to sign up and get on the list though, because I know a lot of people want to get them, but they can't. So
I see.
The sooner you sign up, I mean, I think you guys are on there already. Have Fold, so it's on the app. But I actually use Fold just like when I go to like Home Depot or I don't know if it's or Lowe's or something, I buy a gift card there, and on the Fold app, and then I'll use the Fold app to buy that item, and then I earn Bitcoin by doing that. So it's
beautiful. An item you were going to buy anyway, and you earn some Bitcoin.
Yeah,
perfect.
And, I mean, if you could earn some Sats, why not? Didn't really cost you anything.
Stacking Sats, that's the game.
Yeah, I know. So
Fold app. So who else we got? We looked at Visa already.
What you could do is probably use that card on the app to buy something, then earn double. I don't know if you could do that, but
I'm sure there are games you could play, just like yield farming.
Yeah, well, I mean, I use my credit card that earns reward points, which I earn dollars back, which I can then use to buy Bitcoin when I purchase those cards on Fold. So
I think that was part of the deal with Visa. You would be able to buy Bitcoin with using a Visa card now.
Well, you could have done that before, but maybe you could buy it with your reward points.
Maybe. We'll see. I guess we'll see what it evolves into. But
instead of getting like
if Visa's doing it, I mean, American Express and all them are going to be right behind them.
Right, but like what I'm saying, like some places they have like instead of getting like a $50 Amazon card, you can get like a $50 in Bitcoin or something. Which I would take over the cash because usually I just take the cash unless it's a better deal. But
it'd be nice to add that option.
Anybody just want to earn extra Bitcoin and stuff, there's a lot of ways to do it for free and not actually, spending what you don't want to spend anyway. Like if you have to get something or buy something, you can always see if there's an option to earn free Bitcoin.
Always good to have more options, of course.
Yeah.
Morgan Stanley launching 3 new Bitcoin funds. Anybody hear about this? I really hadn't.
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I mean, another.
Oh
big,
yeah, I was just on a different article that was talking about this.
but another, just another big player. That's it. People that were kind of pushing it off and saying it was, fake or fraud or whatever. Now they're realizing they're jumping in. So, yeah.
This one caught my eye because, as best as I've understood so far, listening to like Raoul Pal and some of these big macro guys, that Deutsche Bank is in the biggest trouble out of the big banks. Like this would probably be the first one to fail or fall or whatever it might be under strain.
Not if they
And
had
now they're saying Bitcoin is now too important to ignore. Maybe Bitcoin could be the thing that saves this bank. Who knows?
Deutsche Bank said that? Oh my gosh.
Deutsche Bank, yeah.
That's crazy. That's like the biggest bank in Europe, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have big problems. All of Europe banking, all banking in general, but I mean, the European banks seem to be in worse shape than American banks, at least as best as I've understood it and try to learn about it,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were kind of screwed from the start with the euro, right? But what a crap show the euro was. Like, let's just combine really crappy economies with really good ones and just collectively use the same money.
Just drag everyone down.
And then the crappy ones just sucked the rich ones dry.
Continue to try to do so.
Now they're all just terrible.
Or their money was worthless, and now because of the euro system that they were in.
Yeah.
Hasn't Italy been through 3 financial crises since 2008? 4 or something now?
Been through a few.
Yeah, they're in bad shape, I've heard.
Crazy. Yeah, Greece too. Yeah. And,
Turkey. I mean, with their money now, they're probably having problems.
This one caught my eye amongst all those other articles, but Bank of America coming out with some FUD. Bitcoin's too volatile, impractical, and fails as a store of value.
I'm confused.
What a loser.
Wait, but wasn't Bank of America the one that said they were for Bitcoin? Didn't they write a big thing? Am I wrong? Or was it Citibank?
Who knows? All this stuff goes back and forth. I didn't even read this article. This could have just been some one schmuck on Twitter for all I know. But
yeah, the Bank of Banks,
That was in the Financial Times. Well, a certain set of researchers. I guess I would have to look more into it. Just the headline kind of stuck out to me because there was so many other bullish headlines from bigger institutions, banks, credit cards. And this was like the one negative article that I saw,
Unbelievable.
95% of all Bitcoins in circulation are owned by just 2.4% of accounts.
Hey, you own them all, man.
A lot of those, though, are custody services. So that's misleading right on the front,
Who knows? I mean, I'm sure there are a couple of them that are owned by a few that.
Yeah, there's whales, of course. Anyway, I'm going to shut this off, Matt. I feel like you're just getting disgusted with this article right now.
I don't care.
And I think this was, I assumed we had a little pump the other day, and I assumed it was the Stimmies day. But it was also Jerome Powell and the Fed coming out with some announcements that they're not going to raise rates. They're going to keep buying all different types of assets to prop up the economy.
Was that today?
It was yesterday or the day before. I forget when was the day we had a nice move up with Bitcoin.
No, I mean the speech, though.
I think it was 2 days ago.
Sure.
Or yesterday, something like that. It was the same day I got my own Stimmy check, so that's why I was like, oh, it's the Stimmies. But then I heard about Jerome Powell after that.
Let me tell you, I really love the word stimmy.
Me too.
Stimmy.
I got it from George Gammon. Stimmies, yeah.
What a twisted word. Like, just would.
And we love it. We're like, yeah, it's Stimmies.
Just squeezed out of this society.
At least pay me to do it.
It just sounds so ridiculous. I thoroughly enjoyed texting to like my friends saying a family member used their stimmy to buy Bitcoin.
I got a friend of mine to do it too. He took all the stimmy money from his wife, his kids, and everything. And he's like, he's like, I've been listening to you for years about Bitcoin. He's like, I'm just putting it in there. He's like, I'm not going to look at it for at least a year. I was like, Perfect move.
Yeah,
Perfect move. You'll be
that's
happy.
great. Yeah, I keep telling everybody 4 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think he's looking to buy a house in that time frame. So we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
But regardless, 1 year from now, I think we're all feeling confident we're going to be in an even better place than we are now. You know.
I would
Yeah, I
think.
mean that's the interesting thing, right? And that's kind of another little battle going on right now because you have like the technical chartists of Bitcoin who are just kind of seeing things as they lay on the chart, and then you have like Michael Saylor's coming in and saying your models are broken, or Dan Held saying that this is going to be a super cycle and it'll be the last real big accumulation. And then things will kind of layer off later. But the charts kind of show. I think we all, the stock to flow model has shown to be pretty amazing. And I mean, the charts kind of technically allow for that type of growth in this cycle. But would we have another big 80% drop after that? That's the scary question.
Never say never. That's for sure.
But that's what we all just build hands of steel for. So,
Well, we've all been through it before, right?
yeah.
I started at the top.
Why not
That's
do
all
it
I've been
again?
through.
So, I mean, I don't. Even if it drops, I think it'll still be higher than where we're at now if it does, or
It's all
close.
meaningless anyway, though, right, guys? So, it's just fun.
But yeah,
Fun,
but I think
fun
it's.
to have a higher score.
I think it's a different. I just think it's different. It
I
might
agree. I definitely see the argument there. I don't want to really say
it's not the
100%
same.
it is, but
It's not the same situation like 4 years ago with like basically COVID changed everything to made it like a faster pace.
It made it more real.
Yeah, but it just also with the stimulus packages that we're seeing, like it's just all this money that's being printed out. What are you gonna do? That's the difference.
Yeah, like it's just crazy to see the dollars just going to crap.
Yeah, and it's I think now when people are going back to start spending money, we'll see a bigger inflation because I think when COVID was going around, people were kind of still stuck. Maybe they weren't spending as much money, maybe on certain things at least. And now that COVID will be going away, it might change.
that's the argument I've heard. We haven't seen inflation yet because velocity is still low.
Yeah, exactly. Once you add that into the equation, we might actually see some inflation. But I don't know.
Guys like us are almost praying for it in a sick way.
No, we're not. I mean, I still get paid at work in dollars, so it's it's still they're not gonna go. We're gonna give you a raise now because inflation is going on. I'll still have to pay. But luckily, the mortgage won't go up. Taxes may go up. Cost of fuel and food that will go up. Energy costs, electricity, and everything like that will probably go up. That's why lock in your interest rates now, or whatever
that's a
your
good
prices.
Yeah, it's gonna be free money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whatever debt you have in dollars is just gonna be wiped gone.
It'll get lower. I don't think it'll be gone.
Eventually, it'll be gone. How much more years do you think this dollar has left?
I have no clue.
Like, I give it like 4 years.
I don't think they'll let it get down to that bad.
Well, Bitcoin isn't the only competitor with that digital yuan out there now. I've been hearing more and more chatter about how that's being used and potentially could be used in other countries, international settlements and things like that. So there's not just the Bitcoin competition against the dollar,
Yeah.
George Bush printed 4 trillion, then Obama printed 8 trillion, and then Trump did 16 trillion in 4 years.
Well, I bet you Biden goes for 32.
Biden will go for 32. Who's ever going to be the next one will bring it to 64. Like, it's the model breaks itself. The Ponzi breaks itself. The dollar's a Ponzi. It's a goddamn Ponzi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that was pretty much those are the articles I pulled up for today. So if you guys got anything else, any other
Yeah, I
No way
want
you want to take it from here.
70,000. That's where I want to take it from here.
Well, that's the price. I'm at the episode. This episode specifically.
No.
70,000.
You got any little chart updates or anything, Greg?
I mean, I always got some updates, but let's take a look.
70,000. Let's go to the moon.
I mean, what do we got?
69,420.
CoinGecko. I mean, CoinGecko is the place to go for all your market data, right, guys? It's better than CoinMarketCap, especially when you're on like DeFi coins. In DeFi, they have direct links to the Ethereum like chain, so you could, if you're ever in like a DeFi swap site that doesn't have the listed
Cardano.
coin that you're trading, then you could just enter it in right from CoinGecko.
That is good to know. Actually, me and Matt were chatting before we started recording, Greg. How are the gas fees and stuff doing on that?
Yeah, everything's been pretty stable. Like as far as, I mean, they're still expensive in retrospect. Like right now, they're at like 270. You guys see, which is kind of on the higher end of where it's been. It's usually been in the mid to high hundred zone. And then if you catch it deep in the nights, you could catch it under 100. So it's interesting to just be in a mindset of kind of just waiting to do things when gas is cheaper.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's just an interesting like phenomenon, or just adoption and mindset that you're spending gas to like move assets.
Well, it's making such a difference now that if you go back to CoinGecko where you were at,
Yep.
on the top, it actually says, like to your right, says the gas fees, ETH gas, 161 GUI or GUI, whatever. You see it? No.
Right next to BTC dominance in the top bar, Greg.
Oh, nice. Oh, they have it as a, yeah, that's cool. It's flashing all over the place now, right?
Yeah. So like, it's kind of cool though that it's such a big deal now that they're actually posting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
It's something that I regularly look at. Like I always have ETH gas station open on my desktop. Like
Yeah.
I just know, and you refresh it. Like, oh, I just refreshed it now actually.
Oh, look at that bargain.
160. So you see like that goes through your head and it's like, that it's like a lot cheaper than the other day. So maybe today I'll do something.
Yeah.
But then you'll know maybe deep in the night I'll get under 100. So
you got to do it at like 11:39 p.m. or wait even later, go like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Checking in on DeFi Pulse. See how we're doing as far as growth goes. So 44 billion locked up in DeFi. Maker is in the lead as far as how much is invested. They have about 7 billion, followed by Compound, Aave, and Sushi Swap and Uniswap. And Curve. All interesting places. But yeah, it looks like there was a big drop in the total market from 44 billion down to 40 billion, and now we're kind of popped right back up to 44 billion. If you're in the DeFi space, it's nice to just see how much total value is locked in the space so you can make sure you're on the up and up.
Liquidity is there, right?
Yeah, you just want to see continued growth, right? Bitcoin treasuries, this was the list you were talking about earlier. I pulled it up.
Yeah, Me Too's on there. They actually just bought some more Bitcoin recently.
Who do you say?
Right there, Me Too, MEITU.
I've never heard of them. What do they do?
They're a computer company in China, but they bought Bitcoin, Ethereum last week, and then they just bought some more recently, like yesterday.
Oh, cool.
So they're one of the Chinese companies that have publicly stated that they own Bitcoin now and Ethereum.
Nice.
So it's just another one added to that list. More and more all the time. Just waiting for the big one, like the Apples, Google, Amazon, Facebook.
Yeah, that was another piece of news. Grayscale, didn't they add a few more trusts for a few different new coins?
Yeah, Cardano.
One of them is Cardano.
Yeah.
That's good.
Funny how we circle back, isn't it?
Listen, I support Cardano because the chart looks good. I've already said that.
Yeah.
Look, you hurt our feelings, dude, because you shit on us right out of the gate this day.
No, that was just more of a joke. Like, oh, Cardano sold on Coinbase Pro. Like,
No, I'm gonna
great
go outside
news.
like and kick rocks after this.
Well, it
It's
was
like,
such
bro,
it
they
was such
sell
a big
Bitcoin
deal
on
because
there.
they added so many crappy other things before that.
Yeah.
So like when sometimes like I heard like, oh, this is getting added to Coinbase or that's getting added to Coinbase, and I used to literally say the same thing. Oh, like whoop de doo, like I would say the same thing because I'm like, wow, they could add all these, but here's Cardano like chugging along trying to
Right.
totally ignored it for all the years. So that's why I find it so funny that they actually did it. It's like
Makes you wonder why. Like maybe they have a really big holding in Ethereum or some competitor potentially.
no, they had to like buy all that Cardano and then they sold it for $1.80 to some poor fools.
Oh, right. Just like they did with
then-
Bitcoin Cash way back when.
And then they added probably to their Bitcoin portfolio, and then they're just sitting there like, ha ha ha.
We win
I
again.
imagine it felt pretty validating to see that. But
Yeah.
I guess I've really lost a lot of disconnect with Coinbase and Coinbase Pro.
Yeah.
Like I just look at them like just another exchange now.
That was kind of me too. I was kind of like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and they're gonna
The leverage thing on Bybit got me a little excited.
There's so many other places to buy Bitcoin. Like who cares if Coinbase lists or doesn't list, Who cares?
Yeah, Coinbase is just easy for some people. But
it's available in New York, so that's a nice thing.
No, well, they suck too because at one point I had XRP, and I put it on to Coinbase for some Flare tokens. Because they're like, oh, they're giving you free Flare tokens. I'm like, oh, cool, I could sell this for Bitcoin down the road.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I go on there and there's an article they have on the thing that says, oh, if you're in New York, you will not get your airdrop like Flare tokens. And I'm like, what? I was like, how can they do that? Like, they're just trying to basically scam their customers.
Using Coinbase for the first time is like a tourist going to Times Square.
Yeah.
For New York.
That's a great way to put it.
Right. But like once you are familiar with the city, you learn that that's not the place to be.
It's just all the flashing lights and advertisements, and
And then you find all the cool spots sprinkled throughout the ecosystem there.
Where do you buy your Bitcoin off of?
Wherever, just not there.
Not Coinbase Pro?
No.
No? Gemini?
So the on-ramp with Coinbase Pro, which, damn it, I have to give them something now, is they have that easy convert option from dollars to USDC. So if you deposit US dollars into Coinbase Pro, you could open up like your portfolio. You could see it. There'll be a button next to it that says convert.
Yeah.
And it'll convert the dollars immediately to USDC without any fee or anything. And you can go right back in the dollars right away.
Okay.
No like Ethereum fee or anything like that. And then from USDC, you can now send that US dollars to any place in Ethereum land.
Right, the DeFi.
And you could instantly be, in a high yield savings account or adding to a liquidity pool or swapping for any ERC20 token on, and start doing, have complete freedom in finance.
Yeah, I'd like to have some more for that, but now.
So yeah, I mean Gemini, I think they have GUSD. It's like Gemini USD, which, it's another one that kind of you could convert to and then find other liquidity pools or other areas where they accept that. But it's an ERC20 token also. That's another stable coin.
Yeah.
So the stablecoin ecosystem is really interesting, and Coinbase Pro does a good job at that.
What about the fees though with these stablecoins? They're ERC20 tokens, right? So
yeah, I mean, anytime you're moving around Ethereum after that, you're paying gas to move around. Ethereum gas fees, right?
Yeah, because that's the hardest part I would have with all that is because.
Well, that's why you should only be doing this. First, you do a small and you pay your way just to get adjusted to it all, but then you move in with a large amount of money. Mm-hmm. Depending, to make the gas fees worth it, because the gas fees don't increase just because you're sending more or less, right? It's one shipment. It's massless. So if I send $1 billion worth or $100
Right.
worth, it's the same.
Right. Yeah, it's not a percentage. It's more like just a number,
Yeah,
a fee.
I set the gas price.
Right.
And, miner picks it up or they don't. So yeah, it's really interesting.
No.
But this was the glass node chart. This goes to January 21, but
We're still looking at Bitcoin treasuries.
Bitcoin treasuries, really? Let me refresh. New share. Bitcoin treasuries. Do you see this?
Yeah, we got the chart up. Yeah.
Okay. So this is showing the chart of Bitcoin leaving the exchanges, this downward slope trend compared to the price of Bitcoin. So this is demand and this is supply.
See you later.
So supply is going down as demand goes up.
Way down.
So, and that's like way down. Like not that we ever saw. So over here, January 17, that was the start of the last bull run. And you saw the supply on exchanges increased with price in the last cycle. Whereas now we're seeing the same increase in price, but supply is getting completely removed. So common sense kind of tells you what has like the potential energy here for a giant move up is right staring at you there.
Yeah, the tension is high. The pressure's built up, so to speak.
Yeah, there's nothing really for sale.
Look at Matt just smiling, looking at that chart right now. Look at that greedy smile.
I'm hearing something like in the background. It sounds like a.
Sorry, that's me. I have bats.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's so crazy. Like I think we were talking about before. There's literally the supply is getting lower and lower. Sooner or later, we're gonna run out of Bitcoin. If everybody keeps wanting to have more and more,
Yeah,
it's gonna be gone, and then sooner or later, the price is gonna go through the roof because there's literally nothing out there.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. And moving on, I guess we could check out some charts. And here's my classic setup of my Bitcoin Ichimoku cloud, the best indicator ever, supplemented by my Renko bar chart as a nice assist to tell me which way things are heading. On the bottom with my Ethereum to Bitcoin, because Ethereum for me is just a giant index for everything else in crypto land. And then its Renko bar chart next to it. So starting with Bitcoin USDT monthly, how are we looking? I mean, this is price discovery zone, so the sky's the limit as far as the monthly is concerned.
That RSI looks absurd.
Yeah, but in blue sky breakouts, the RSI is really meaningless.
Yeah.
Because there is no top. There never was. No. Anyway, down to the weekly. Healthy looking trend here. As far as the Ichimoku cloud, we have all 4 bullish indicators with the bullish cloud, the TK cross taking over the Kijun, lagging span above the cloud, and price above the cloud. You can dissect this a bit and see that it's never on this bull run since 10,000. It's only kissed the Tekken line.
Yep.
Now, these do act like magnets for price. So you can just be upfront and honest with yourself and tell you that right here it's telling you 37,500 is a place to put buy orders.
But those could shoot up too, right?
Yeah, you have big moves down like this and you're going to have big moves elsewhere. But, obviously that wouldn't be nice, but this kind of keeps you humble when you look at it this way. To know that eventually this is they're gonna kiss, and these can slope up quickly too. But it's just I always look at this just to keep me humble. You look at the long-term charts to see where the real picture is, especially with technicals. Everybody always seems to say, the people that I follow, that the longer the time frame, the more realistic the technical analysis is.
Mhm.
So
I guess as far as the lagging span being above the cloud, does that mean where the lagging span is currently and the cloud is currently?
yeah, this the lagging span is the printed price 30 units behind. So yeah, 30 units behind.
And the cloud's 30
and the
units
cloud
ahead.
is 30 units ahead.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how it's printed. There's a different algorithm for this. Whereas this is just a simple, this was the price 30 units behind.
I guess what I'm asking though is in a bullish mode, you want to see the lagging span above the cloud 60 bars away, not directly where the lagging span is. You know what I'm saying?
60 bars away would be like
forward. I mean, because you're 30 away from the price, and then you're 30 away from the cloud. Correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, looking forward, like where the cloud ends now, is that the spot we're trying to be above with the lagging span? That's it. I think you're getting it now.
Yeah, you want to be above here. I mean, the more above the cloud, the better. But yeah, exactly. That's
You're not comparing it to like directly down from where you were.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no, that's a really good point, and that's actually something you might have just visually helped me with, to be honest with you. I've never eyeballed it to that, like, precision of a spot. I just I've kind of always more nonchalantly just seen, like, in a situation like this, like, okay, like we're over the cloud, like it's pretty consistent. So we'll go down to the daily chart and it'll be more expressed clearly. So it's more or less, it's always kind of going to do it. Where it breaks out is maybe where you're going to have some tricky times with. So like here you could see it's sloping down when maybe it would have been still not above the cloud, right?
Yeah, it looks like at that point it would have been below the cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then you did get a pullback after that.
Right. So definitely if it's not moving in your direction, that doesn't favor you. So there's all these intricacies that you could always add to it. But that's what's cool about the Ichimoku cloud is, there's a lot going on. It tells you a lot with just, 3 lines in a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Even just knowing like the Kijun is literally just the 50% fib level. And 50% drop retracements are really popular in technicals. So those are always good buy spots. This is the daily chart. So again, as far as I'm concerned, we have all the bull flags. Bull cloud, TK cross, lagging span, and price over cloud. And if we came down to 52, 300, it would be fine. We could come back down to 45, 6, and it's fine. It's only until it closes inside the cloud where you would start to get some concern.
We're a long way away from that.
If we close 2 consecutive days inside the cloud, I would probably take like a 20% cash position instead of being 100% in,
Yeah, you're expecting further downside at that point, you're saying?
Like, I'll ride this shit all the hell down, but I'm going to take 20%.
That'll be your signal.
Yeah.
Potential reversal.
Let's see when the last time that happened on here. I guess around here. So I need 2 candles in a row. So if I use my handy dandy travel back in time chart, I can let you guys know when I would do this. So we're moving. Got our first close inside the cloud, but it wasn't confirmed. So I could technically hang on. I could still hold my hopium.
Why wasn't that one confirmed? It looks like it closed in the cloud to me.
This closed in the
Well,
cloud, but I want 2 consecutive in the cloud. I want 2 consecutive candles to close inside the cloud.
2 bearish ones?
Yeah.
No.
Now you can take that one right away. If it closes in the cloud, you could go. But for me personally, everyone has a different style, right? I would prefer, because I'm a little bit more patient to bleed. I prefer to have 2 consecutive bearish candles. I like to have I don't want to be faked out.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So this will close. People will think, oh, like whatever, it's inside the cloud, get out, and then boom, they pop back out on
So
you.
your second one you want to see close, but also be a lower low.
It just has to be bearish, yeah. So it would be lower.
Okay. Okay. I see.
So right now I would be neutral. Neutral.
There'd be anxiety on this one.
Neutral. Holy shit.
This happened months ago, and I have anxiety watching this play out right now.
Okay, so I would have gotten out right here if I stuck to my plan. Okay. And what would have happened?
If that was the only thing you're looking at, I feel like you're looking at other. Oh yeah, okay, look at that. Would have been right.
Now,
and then you could have made a buy at the bottom of the cloud if you chose to, right?
Yeah, now the play is to put a buy order on the opposite side of the cloud. And if you close outside the cloud,
You stop
for
out.
me, consecutive times, you can play the first close. I like to play 2 consecutives. Then you would sell your position and get back in. So right now, I would maybe have had a buy that got missed, because I probably would have put it right on the line. I usually kind of do that because it's always a weird number anyway,
I don't know. Maybe you would have gotten it though, because the cloud is out in front of the price action, so you would have seen the front edge of the cloud would have been a little higher than, you know what I'm saying? That flat area around like 10,300.
This is a daily chart, so I would have probably set the order every day, and knowing like at that day, like if it was back here, I would put the price like an immediate candle
As if
after
it
it.
slammed all the way down. Okay.
Right. And then the next day I would move it up with
Gotcha.
the slope here.
Okay.
That's how I would play the edge to edge play. Cloud edge to edge. That's like a good like little swing trade. So yeah. I would still have a buy order. I'd probably be moving it up in this scenario. And I'm getting sad, but I might get a clip. Ooh, I probably would have.
You might have nailed that one.
I might have nailed that one, but it was probably higher than where I got out. Oh no!
No.
I still made a little bit. It was like call it 4%. That's 20 days. But at the same time, I would be, more importantly, I would probably be back long, because now I'm looking for a second positive close above the cloud. And how does that play? So yeah, now I'm in. Now I would go long here. Actually, okay. So this is a long signal, but we still don't have the bullish cloud, and we still don't have the TK cross. And I mean, the lagging span is above the cloud and the prices, but we only have 2 out of the 4. So if you're feeling like, and we're in a downtrend kind of here. So you could be stubborn and only just take it when you got the 4 out of the 4. That's the proper way to do it. You could have maybe played another edge to edge trade right here real quick as you walk back, and then sell here and then wait for the 4 for 4 to come. And that's probably what I would do. What would happen? 3 out of 4. Still no bullish cloud though. So I'm kind of sad.
Why isn't the cloud bullish?
Just not enough time's passed yet.
Are you waiting for it to flip?
Yep.
I thought that lighter color was the bullish. Like that would be green normally.
Oh,
I think you're already bullish in the cloud.
we're already bullish. Damn it. Good call. Well played.
Crypto Dad's trading tips. Not that I'm a dad, but I'm a dad by association. I changed the diaper today.
Did you?
Did a little babysitting.
Okay, let's do that again. So, okay. So, yeah, we popped up. I could have done an edge-to-edge trade. You could go long here. You have 3 out of the 4. Price, bullish cloud, and lagging span over the cloud. So you just don't have the TK cross. So, and things are kind of moving up on this trend here. So that looks pretty good. You have momentum at your back. So 3 out of the 4 things are going your direction. You could take the trade, but maybe I'll just be stubborn and I'll just catch it on the rise at the TK cross.
Let's see what happens after that.
Bing.
Boom. Okay, got it. So I would go long here. The only downfall is like the Tekken is going through it sideways. It's not going straight up. So, but we still got it. So just stick with it. It's being a little nitty gritty. Yes, it worked
There it
out.
is.
It worked
Great
out. Nice. Woohoo! This is the Jim Cramer meme now. This is exactly where I took some savings out. Actually, that was the exact move I did, and moved cash savings right into Bitcoin when that happened.
Seems like it was good timing.
Yeah, that was that was my trade. That is my trade, I guess.
Well played.
Yeah.
It's a big gain right there.
15,000 to 60. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Speed things up because I just want you guys to experience the whole ride of from where we went to where we are. And you can see everything's just cleanly trending right along smoothly.
Yeah, ever since that point.
Tekken supported. Kijun supported. Kijun supported again. Little hiccup at the Tekken, but got through it. Tekken supported. Tekken supported. Kijun supported. Breaking through the Tekken. Supported by the Tekken. We didn't even hit the Tekken, so. And that's where we are.
Oh man, it feels like we got so much more to go on that.
Right? Like this could go on forever.
Yeah, I was just watching. I was like, man, this is
So that's where we are. Things are looking fine. Like, you know, if the cloud gets really kind of horizontal, that's a sign of, possible change in direction and trend.
right.
You like to see these legs and then consolidation, a leg and then consolidation. So hopefully, whatever this New York dig news is coming out, which I feel something's going to happen in the next week or two, we'll have another leg up, and then maybe further consolidation, and then just no reason to stop this yet. October is a long way away, which would match up with the remaining distance that we have to go in the cycle analysis of, logarithmically where we're going.
Well, we're not going to need roads, that's for sure.
Which, I have kind of conservatively speaking around 135, 140K.
That's your target.
As a top for this cycle. And I think that's just a conservative number, just technically that I've kind of come up with, basing it on a lot of the dip in percentages over time, from cycle to cycle. So like the first cycle from top to top had what was that? Like a 3,600% rise. The second cycle had a 1,500% rise. And so that's like half, right? So maybe we'll get like a 700% rise, just to be like conservative, or 600%. That's like 135K. So
I think it's higher than that.
that's kind of back of the napkin math, which is really not even useful for anybody. But these numbers, we're in price discovery zone right now, so there's really no means or methods of way to do this. Maybe Fibonacci levels are probably, your best case, because those are like naturally occurring ratios in nature. So I trust those the most. But on a daily chart like this, I mean, we could go back to the USDC chart. And if you wanted to look at some fib levels, fib levels.
What are you doing? Extension, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do an extension. Just wanted to find it. I'm going to use Gemini's chart. Good old Gemini exchange. You guys use them?
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Thought about it.
You've thought about it, eh?
Oh, hey. I did.
I'm gonna do a conservative fib extension just from the previous leg up. Look at around 67 to 72 for the next leg.
69,420.
69,420, yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of that zone.
Yes,
it would just make sense.
Yeah, I got it like right here. And yeah, like right here. That's good. Okay. And that's our target. For the next leg, after this dig news. All right. No reason to see why we're not going to go that direction. And even if we get some more support here, but if we go back down to the Tenkan and Kijun, I mean, these are going to get pretty thick over here, which is fine. They could battle it out, get some more consolidation. Just going to be a longer consolidation period. That's all. Now, if you fail the cloud and things go back down, then, yeah, probably going to be another ride down. The daily chart is kind of holy for me. If that breaks, I don't know. Left a bad taste in 2018, I guess, eh? But anyway, going down the 4 hour, if you want to take a peek. Let's go to this guy. A little bit more action here, but sorry, guys. Follow what's going on. I always monitor the high, low, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low. So I could see the, the pennant that's drawn. I love seeing potential energy on a chart.
That compression.
Yeah, it's so cool. But so what do we got here, guys? We got 3 out of the 4 on the 4 hour. That TK cross was a bearish TK cross. Nothing to be too worried about because the cross is above the cloud. Now the super bullish thing in the cloud system is when you have the TK cross above the cloud
Mm.
or a bearish TK cross below the cloud. Those are like the most popular exit and entry signals, with confluence of the other signals.
It looks like if you get a bounce though, that'll be a quick reversal of that flip, right?
Yeah, I mean, again,
fake out.
now we're down to the 4-hour chart, which is where I would, if I was trading and I was like a disciplined person, I would look at the daily for trend direction. So we have an uptrend. So that means I would only take a trade in the bullish direction. And then on the 4-hour is where I would make the play. Like if I see the 4 for 4 on the 4 hours, what I would look at. And I would take the trade on the 4. And I would find my entry and exit on the 1-hour.
Okay.
So on the 1-hour is where I would shop for a deal, regardless of what's like going on. So like, maybe say I am currently, would I be out? I should still be in this trade. So there's really no entry or exit. But say like I just was eager to get in the market, and is this a good time to just buy right now? Let's see. You got 3 out of the 4. You just had this little cross, but we just had a nice hammer candle. That's kind of really bullish little candle indicator there. But let's go back down to the hour and see if we have like an entry. So bullish cloud, newly formed. Had the TK cross back down here. Not too strong of a signal, but we got it. Lagging span still inside the cloud, and price is drawing like a magnet to the flat side of the cloud, which always, the flat side of the cloud is always a big magnet indicator. You could see it was pulled up to it here, pushed through resistance, came back as support, resistance, support. So this is a big level right now.
It looks like you got 2 out of 3 in kind of a downtrend. 2 out of 4,
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, 2 out of 4. You got the bullish cloud and the TK cross. So I would wait. If I was someone who wasn't in a position right now, I would say wait for lagging span and price to close above the cloud here. So just be a little bit more patient for confirmation of a move up. And I'm sure when that happens on the 4-hour, it would probably be on its way back, compounded by a clear bullish cloud still. You could even see it sloping up back here, which is nice. And also all this consolidation, I mean, the consolidation just makes the RSI just nice and clean again. Anytime you're above the 70 zone, I mean, it's all psychological, but it does have an impact. I mean, the RSI has been super clean with like Bitcoin on the longer time frames. Like if you go back to the 4 hours where we make the trade, right? So that's really where it matters. But you could see every time it pokes up beyond 70, it's a good price to maybe look to take, to get back into some shitcoin, and then get back in when it goes below 30. And maybe we got a little scared out here, but still, you bought it at a good deal. You can't like get mad at yourself if you buy Bitcoin when the RSI is under 30 on a 4-hour chart. Like,
well, that actually, when you were just pointing out, is something like you said. If I was a disciplined person,
yeah, but we're not.
I would look out for. I would see that dip and then the bullish divergence. So you get a lower low, but the RSI is showing a higher low. That could be a good point to enter.
Yeah, it's like you could be patient, but like I don't know. I just got too many other things going on to be trading this stuff. But I do like to just chart it because that's like almost relaxing. But yeah, you can't get mad at yourself for buying Bitcoin under 30 RSI. Doesn't usually go against you. Selling it, on the other hand, I mean, it's never smart, but again, you just look at that as ways if you're not holding any coins and you want to move more money in. Like,
You just want to buy
you know,
dips.
I'm not trading it, but like when you do get a new paycheck and you want to make a contribution, like, you know, why buy at a time when it's probably not a good time because you know how to read the chart. Like, just wait for the right setup and get a good deal.
Grab those lows.
And that's how you kind of compound your gains, I guess.
Very good point.
But you know, dollar cost average, and for bigger moves in, wait for the things to set up and get in. And if it goes against you, like, you don't have to worry about getting tied up into the selling it or anything. Just it's more added to your hold, you know. Any money you're putting in here, I mean, probably shouldn't be worried about for 4 years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can hold for the long term.
Yeah.
That's
Taking a peek at the Renko bar chart. 57. What is my setting at? 550. We could probably bump that up to 575. So each Renko box is 1% of the asset. That's what I like to keep it at. And that gives me just kind of the truth of where we're at the moment. So came off the top Bollinger Band through the 12 and 26 moving averages, but are bouncing back up. So one more move up to like 58,100. If we could get a close above these two moving averages, keeping the faster one over the slower one, that could be a nice sign for more momentum upwards.
So on the Renko chart, you just use Bollinger Bands as your indicator?
I use the Bollinger Bands, and then I have a 12 and 26 EMA.
Okay.
The Bollinger Bands comes standard with a 20 EMA, but I like the 12 and 26 EMAs and as like a pair to follow. And I just like the Bollinger Bands for the width of the band. Not too concerned with the 20 moving average, although, you know, I'm sure it's a you just need something with moving averages. You could have 1, 2, 3, whatever. You just kind of find your numbers of frequencies and apply it to your personality, I guess.
Well, the 20 on Bollinger Bands is kind of just like the median, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the median line.
So the way you're using it with these two moving averages, you get to see the moving averages cross, and that's relevant too.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
what I like to visually play off of is the crosses. That gives me confirmation in the move. Because yeah, I mean, just for fun, you could run through it like, I don't know, starting from up here, going down. You know, you could sell some, get out. Once sell some once you close below the fast moving averages, sell the rest below the slower one, and then wait for it to close above again. So maybe here.
Yeah, that would have played out pretty well.
But, I do like to have the consistent confirmation of a second block. But, so this I would definitely get in here on the second confirmed close block. However, sometimes when you have a situation like this where it goes up, comes down, and slingshots back, that's always nice to get in on a candle like that where it went down, but then it closed back above. So having experience with those can signal you to get in a little bit quicker than waiting for the second one. Little things like that. And then obviously we have the sloping upward EMAs. And you might have got stopped out here. Yeah. But then back right here. Sell some.
It looks like, generally speaking, that's how you can catch some of those larger moves.
Yeah.
Or miss some of those larger moves down.
Exactly. So it's just, when you close below the slow moving average and it crosses, like, it's screaming at you like, you should get out of here, asshole. Don't torture yourself. It's gonna go lower. Even if it's just $1,000 lower, go for it. Go get
It's a
it.
correction though, for sure. Yeah. Let's see.
You don't have to
Like
sell
it.
everything, but maybe just 20%. 20%. Listen to those wise old financial advisors that don't know anything about Bitcoin, but they know how to
Read the
diversify.
chart.
So
I'm not selling.
yeah. So boom, came back above, fast and slow, but fast didn't cross yet. So maybe you're just eager, but you wait for that bullish cross here, and you get in here, and get rotating it up. And now we're back down below. So we would technically be out of the trade right now. I would want to see a close at 58,000 something. And then you'd ride it back up.
Very interesting. I'm glad you've been sharing all this stuff, man. I learn a little bit from you every time you talk about it.
Yeah, and that's all just confluence for, the main play going on in the Bitcoin chart. Which, yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. And then for my little Ethereum baby, how are you looking, baby? That is always sloping downward against Bitcoin.
Terrible.
That's a monthly chart. Not too much data here.
It looks like it's trending upwards to me.
What?
Over the last year or so?
Oh yeah, but yeah. I mean, it's fine, but it's just kind of interesting looking. This chart.
I doubt we'll get back to like a 0.1.
It's just this is such a young market,
Yeah.
This goes back to July 17, and that's literally that's when trading started. Okay, so it's just still young. We really don't know what's going to happen with Ethereum. We do know that it seems to go up alongside Bitcoin's growth. Just at maybe a fast at good times and then really down at the bad times, right? It's just fast. It's faster and harder than Bitcoin. Weekly chart. Okay, yeah. So this is again every time I look at this chart, I remind myself why I have Ethereum, and it's because of this chart. Close inside the cloud. Wanted to play the edge to edge off the TK cross after consecutive candles closing in the cloud. Actually, I got in before the TK cross, or maybe right here. I believe it was right here. Yeah. We got the two closed in there, so I wanted to get in already. And we had this equilibrium pattern. High, low, lower, high, higher, low, lower, high. It was got really wound up here.
Really tight there, yeah.
And then that's what it was. We had the two closes, and then this candle here, we pierced above the equilibrium pattern.
It looks like you could have really set a very tight stop loss there too.
So yeah, so I was looking at that, breaking out of the equilibrium pattern, and then entering into the cloud, which I just was edge to edge trade, let's go.
Yeah.
And so this would have been my entry, and could have been looking all the way up. Stop magnetizing. 100%. Potentially, even higher. Yeah, this is what it was up here, 170%.
That's what you were looking at the time, yeah.
Yeah, that was the potential,
170% risk.
If it closes down here, you could get out.
Yeah.
It was an easy stop loss.
Big risk reward ratio.
Exactly. But then of course it just kind of just chugged.
Womp womp.
even came out, even tipped the edge there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been holding on to that. I guess I'm up 20% though, 18%.
So what would be your stop loss now? Exiting the cloud?
Yeah.
Which looks like you'd still be in profits then.
Yeah, potentially, I guess. I'm looking at under, maybe a quarter, 0.025. Anything below that is worrisome. These are my horizontal lines for places to ladder trade. If we're down, if we close below this, we're probably going to end up here. So you could buy here and see if we can sell there and just keep bouncing between these.
Are those fib lines or support and resistance?
Support and resistance lines that I made just by looking at, you look at the monthly chart, you try to find support resistance, and then you go down to the weekly chart, you look for support resistance areas. Just, places where the price touches a lot. And then you kind of fix them as you go down into the different charts. But if you do it on the higher time frames and then you go down to the daily, you have nice little trades here that you could be taking. I made these lines, I don't know, at least weeks ago. And yeah, you close below here, you could buy here.
Yep.
And if we close below here, you could sell some and buy some down here.
Yeah, I see a lot of price action around that. What is that? 031, 362.
Well, if you want to see it for real, turn on the BPVR.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, we're right on the popular spot. This is where everything's happening all the way back. Going back a long time now. September, all summer. This is the spot we've been.
Yeah.
Through everything. And that's exactly why this looks like shit. We have this little freaking chode right here.
Call that a cloud?
We'll see.
Oh my god.
Pretty good.
But yeah, so so just real quick on the daily. Again, we'd be out of this trade right now. Downward direction. Daily is like, that's where you put your big move on. So you probably would have got out here. Second confirmation of close below the cloud. Yeah, I would have been out of Ethereum there. And then I'd have to wait for everything to reset to get back in. So I'm personally not really bullish on Bitcoin right now. Ethereum, sorry.
Versus Bitcoin.
Yeah, versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If I was looking at the daily chart, it's a different story, but that just tells me if I have cash, what am I going to buy, Ethereum or Bitcoin? I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'm not even thinking about Ethereum to add more to that. I'm going to buy Bitcoin with it. Why would I wait for the 4 for 4 and I'll go back? Now let's go look at on the 4 hour. Do we have a play? Not currently. Not a hope. Not any hope in sight. We have 4 for 4 down.
That's it. It's the Bitcoin game.
We have some hopium on the flat cloud right here. That's like your hopium. Like, it's a flat cloud. Like, it wants to touch it. But, your big level here is obviously, we just hit another lower low today, I guess.
So what you're really saying is you're better off being in Cardano right now on Coinbase Pro.
We could take a look at Cardano. But yeah, you probably are better off in Cardano, because I know the Cardano Bitcoin chart is much better looking than the Ethereum chart. I just don't follow the Cardano chart as much. Maybe I should pay attention to it more. I'd like to join.
I think you're watching the important ones. There's only so much you can keep an eye on.
I know, right? Especially when I'm really in the inner depths of these guys.
I like Cardano so much. I have a Cardano T-shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. I got it for free, but
yeah. So I would be out of this. I would be out of my Ethereum right now. Sorry, guys, and sorry me, because it's not like I haven't gotten out. But come on, guys. I'm playing the weekly chart here, right? this was a long-term play, and I'm still up.
Mhm.
Let's go. You got to stick to your plan, and the longer the plan for me personally seems to be the way I could stick to it because, you know, um, I don't have to think on the fly. Just freaking traders, their brains move way faster than mine. God bless them.
By shaving years off their life too.
Yeah, right. Maybe. But anyway, Renko backs up my thesis of getting the hell out of here. You know, had the bearish cross, moving average cross here, and everything's falling down. But see if we make a new lower low. If we could start making some new higher highs and have some hope, but this confluence on the Renko bar chart is not looking good.
Mhm.
So Bitcoin, it is baby, $1 million baby. Cardano. All right, boys, let's take a look at this bad boy. Ooh, that's a juicy candle last month.
Yeah.
You guys are feeling good, but you're feeling a little bad because not getting confirmation how you
Coming
wish.
right back.
You don't like that.
Yeah, this month isn't over. Coinbase Pro is going to bring us back up.
Well, that's why, and again, I think the Coinbase Pro lines are just cheesy. It's like, yeah, Coinbase Pro listing, like that's just so 2017, you know?
It really is, yeah.
Like no one cares about that anymore.
We need
It's like,
DeFi to come out on Cardano. Maybe then we'll care.
That was the olden days.
no, it's just you just gotta
Coinbase
hear the next
effect,
company who's
Coinbase
gonna
Pro.
buy. That's all. It's just what company's next that's gonna, you know, add themselves to
I
the
did hear
treasury list.
Novogratz talking about it with Galaxy Digital, that he's becoming interested. So that's the kind of news you want to hear. You're right. Listed on
Yeah.
an exchange is kind of like great.
That's it. Just
Yeah.
more people just buying it and finally understanding what.
Yo, look at Grayscale Bitcoin Trust.
Insane.
They have over 3% of the Bitcoin supply.
It's
Yeah.
nothing.
So they're gonna like.
The closest second is Mt. Gox at 0.65%.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, like you don't even have to get jealous over it because it doesn't make it's not like evil corporations where, you know, the more
Well, they're a custody
powerful,
company, you know?
but you know what I'm trying to make the point that in a Bitcoin world, not the same when you the way it works now, right? You have powerful corporations who gain influence to have over like governmental influence, right?
Mhm.
But the government controls the money, so you could start to mix the two, and it kind of becomes like a cheat game. Like it's a rigged game against, and the people are exploited who are not in on, who's not running the show, right? But in Bitcoin, if you have 3% of the supply or a majority of the supply, the system is still honest and verifiable. So it doesn't really matter.
You kind of have wealth, but not power in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. That's what I'm trying to say. So the wealth is there, but it doesn't give them any extra power. Because the second they get rid of it, then they don't have it anymore, you know? And it'll be interesting to see a society based on a sound monetary system where everything's open and built on like the most trusted thing, where no corporation could just, you know, get the rules and change them as they go.
Definitely makes me hopeful. I have trouble. I try to think about what that would look like, but can't even imagine it. You can only speculate, theorize.
Right.
Never been there before.
But yeah, but anyway, Cardano monthly chart. I mean, whatever. Nothing too much going on here that I would be concerned with. Hey, this is looking good, boys. Look at that.
Nice bounce.
Well,
what's up with that cloud?
You got the bull cloud. You got the bullish cloud. You got the lagging spans over the cloud, and the price is over the cloud, and you have a bullish TK cross. So this is looking really good.
Let's see how
TK cross also exited the cloud.
This is actually like a pretty big entry. Damn. I mean,
thanks, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. I mean, I would look for a second week positive confirmation candle. So see what happens at the end of next week.
About 10 days, yeah.
If that is closing bullish on the weekly, I mean, that's screaming at you to get some. Damn it, Greg. Stop. Don't buy shit coins. Stop it. Your fiat doesn't matter. Oh, but it's for increasing your Bitcoin, Greg. Okay. Fuck.
An internal argument.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah, man. Don't let me forget about this.
I won't. After the way you open this video, I'm gonna try to rub your nose in it every chance I get now.
Yeah.
Save it. The whole thing.
Gonna want to know about this one. This is an interesting one. I don't know anything. I don't know too much about Cardano. So, but you guys are in on it, and that says something.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what's going on closer. Daily chart.
Matt gave me when me and Matt like went to kindergarten together, but we kind of reconnected because of crypto.
Yeah.
2017, 18. And that was one of the first cryptos he told me about. I still remember that, Matt, that you were big into Cardano. You sent me a video of Charles Hoskinson on the whiteboard.
Yeah, for like 3 hours.
Project, and it was good because that actually kind of helped me start to understand what blockchain could do. That particular video that you showed me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you follow Charles H's kind of ideology, you kind of, if you're that type of person already, I can see why you would, get into that project because it's got great leadership.
Yep.
So why not? Like he's one of the people that kind of like inspired me to feel more like, like just fight for this a little bit, like no one's going to give you freedom or anything like that. But like, you don't, when I say fight, you don't have to be physical or anything, but like defend it with conviction.
Use your voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like don't be a joke. Don't take it. It's not a joke. Like this shit could really help people. So like,
in more ways than just getting rich and getting Lambos.
Right.
Like you said,
exactly.
It takes power out of having wealth.
And look who's using it. Nigeria is the fastest growing adoption place right now. And the premium is crazy. But
they're just going right around all that corruption though.
They're going right around the corruption. And they don't know what to do. The senator on the floor. I mean, I wish I could pull up the video where you just see that Nigerian senator just saying like, it's gonna make our money worth nothing. Like talking to his government counterparts. It's gonna make our money worth nothing.
Yeah.
Which they're scared of that because it takes the power away from them.
Exactly.
And that's it. What India's trying to do.
If you don't get the taxes voluntarily from your citizens, then you cease to exist because you can't force it out of them. Do the right thing, and I definitely I like getting my garbage picked up or recycling done and
potholes filled.
I like the fire department, comes the medics, the ambulance guys. Like I'll contribute to that.
That's okay.
But maybe I don't want to send my kids to a school where they're teaching them things that I would disagree with. And why should I be forced to fund a school like that? Why should I? I don't agree. So you should have to opt out. But government says, too bad, you live here, and that's what you have to do.
You owe us.
And if you don't, then
we'll kidnap and extort you.
You gotta get out of here.
Whoa, boy.
You're not welcome here. And it's like, damn. Okay. Well, if it was a Bitcoin society, they could push you around. They could remove you, disband you, but they can't take your property from you. And they could kill you, but now just the property doesn't exist. Now nobody gets it. So you don't get any benefit. You don't get any added wealth.
Yeah. What were his private keys?
If you want to collect his taxes from the baker, he would chop their hand off if they said no. And then the gold sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they would take the gold and they got the wealth and the people get exploited. So now there's a system for the first time in human history where people could have private wealth and keep it pretty secure. And if they get killed, it doesn't matter. So there's less incentive to kill.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, I think, is a poor choice of words,
Like-
although I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like, kill them, but like, what is that gonna do?
For what point? Yeah. You're not
You're better off working together.
Yeah.
And that's what's so sad about you know, what you call them leftists or something, who are supposed to be, they call them, they're communists, and if they really believe in that, like, it would be some type of utopian idea where everyone's equal and everyone gets an equal share.
That's not.
Like, why are you letting like your enemies, the libertarian types, get away with having this technology just for themselves? Like, you're just hurting yourselves because it solves your problems and your desires too. It just actually brings peace between them.
It wastes a lot of energy in the environment. So
it's like, just because New York Times said that doesn't mean you gotta believe it.
Now I'm gonna just parakeet and say that like a puppet every time I talk to him.
I had a buddy of mine say that to me, and I was like, I know for a fact that you leave your computer on 24/7 for no reason as it is. So don't even lecture me about it. You could run a Bitcoin node while you're doing that for no extra impact,
Yeah.
What a scam of an argument. I hate that argument. I don't even hate it.
That's why I said it, because I'm just like,
mocking them. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't take it from New York Times. Take it from people that are
doing real things.
Like this was the CT guy that I keep telling you about. I like what he's saying. Like, in response to the environmental criticism that you hear, which is completely ridiculous, he's just like, even after, he made a whole argument about calling Bitcoin an economic battery. So he says, even completely disregarding Bitcoin acting as an economic battery that may improve the economics of renewable energy projects, which could accelerate the installation of intermittent sources of electricity, we don't see a long-term problem related to Bitcoin's electricity consumption.
Who is this coming from again? What is this from?
The CEO of that Norway oil company that they bought Bitcoin with.
Oh, I see. This is a shareholder letter from them. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of asked for anyone who might be listening and not watching, kind of thing.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier, that like, if I could write something about how I feel, what's going on with Bitcoin and everything, like, this is what I would hope would ever come from words to paper.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm an engineer by, whatever I do in my trade to earn a living. And I've always been attracted to energy sources and, power, mechanical power particularly, but power generation. I think it's really fascinating, and it's just cool to see these pioneers of their own companies and guys who've been in the trade for a long time. This guy kind of says that he's always pushed the boundaries to find the next innovation, and he's been 40 years in the business and is seeing Bitcoin and running for it, running with it. This was a really good read. I definitely recommend anyone just run through it. It's only 23 pages. You can even highlight it and have it speak to you. I like reading things and having it speak while I read. I feel like I retain.
Maybe you can include that article on the details.
Yeah, you can include their link.
If you give me or Matt the link, we can attach that to the video.
Yeah, no problem. But that's it.
All right. And you guys got anything else?
Update, man. A lot of valuable insights as usual.
Sweet. That's all I got.
Anything else, guys? We want to wrap this one up for now.
I think we could wrap it up now and then have some more stuff for next week.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys.
Good night.
Take care.